So you have no idea what I want to make a video on today, huh?
No.
No?
No.
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 That's because I felt like, fuck it. The astrophysics video part 3, hey?
Nice.
Yeah. Because I don't think people understand the... Oh my god, hello. I broke the music again.
It's fine.
But I don't think people understand, like, just how fucking crazy black holes are. It's like, fuck it, what if I just do a whole video where I just yap about, like, really absurd things black holes can do? So, yeah, I was like, why don't I just do that, huh?
Hell yeah.
So this is gonna be a video where I talk about mostly just black holes. And how crazy they are.
Whilst Ultrakill is in the background.
Yeah. It could become my new thing, like, local, like, explaining physics concepts with the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're kind of building a reputation towards that.
A little bit. It's a pretty cool reputation to have.
Yeah.
If you like physics content, if you subscribe. Always gotta keep monetizing.
Right, that's monetization.
No.
Oh.
Shush, you know what I mean.
Okay, my bad. Get this man to wear a maid dress. Come on, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, something about subscribing. Everyone knows that black holes are like, you know, crazy extreme objects, right?
Yes.
Like, they're made from the condensing of matter to an insane point. And if you don't know how insane of a point I'm talking about, if you want to turn the Earth into a black hole, you'd have to compress it to the size of a penny.
Very fun.
Mm-hmm. And even then, you know, this thing, the size of the penny, would still weigh as much as the Earth.
Ah.
So, yeah, black holes are so unimaginably dense. Like, it's almost, it's pretty much incomprehensible, to be honest.
And yet they exist.
Yes, they do. And I just thought, like, okay, we all know, like, you know, okay, we don't all know. What basically happens to form most black holes is, stars, right?
Huh?
There they go, boom.
Bah.
Is my game? I feel like my game's kind of loud.
Mm.
It's not. Maybe I'm just gooby goober. Gooby goober? Goofy goober.
You are a goober.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, black holes, right? The way they're formed is a star usually dies. Which is probably the single most tame way a black holes have been formed. Because it's not the only way. Stars can only create, like, very small black holes. Like, very small black holes. Like, supermassive black holes they're called supermassive for a reason. It's because they're super fucking massive.
Nice.
I'm talking like millions of times the mass of the sun. Yeah, millions. Solar black holes, which are, or stellar black holes I should say, can only realistically be as large as 20 or 30 solar masses, maybe a few hundred at best. And they'll grow over time to like millions or hundreds of thousands, right? They would grow over billions of years, eating matter, merging with other black holes, would make them incredibly large. And eventually, you know, you get to like hundreds of thousands or millions of solar masses, right? But that doesn't explain how we have hundreds of millions, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, not every black hole is made the same way.
No.
No. And the reason for this, right, is basically stars have, like, a limit on how big they can grow. Right?
Yeah.
That they have, like, a literal, like, physical limit on how large they can grow. Because stars need to form from a very big, very cold gas cloud. And when I say cold, I mean, like, incredibly cold. Like, 2 Kelvin, which is minus 271 degrees Celsius. And if you're American, shut up. Yeah, fucking Americans, grr. Fahrenheit, grr. But anyway, so for stars to form, right, the gas cloud needs to be very stable, very like not moving at all, for gravity to be able to pull the gas together into a star. Because if it has too much energy, and by too much I mean basically fucking anything in current universe, then a star can't form. because when a star forms, it's the result of, like, you know, gravity pulling a bunch of gas together. And when a star forms, it starts fusing, right? You know, stars, they form fusion in their core. That creates a fuckload of energy, you know, a whole star's worth, which blows away the rest of the gas cloud. So the star can't grow anymore, right? So basically the star will form, it will keep collecting a little bit of mass for a while, but eventually it will get frames. Eventually it'll get too big for its own good and just blow away the rest of the matter, and it can't grow anymore.
Okay.
And oh, the music stopped again.
Oh, so good.
So yeah, the stars have like a limit on how big they can get. It's a pretty big limit, I'm gonna be real. There are some ridiculously big stars. The sun is pathetically small.
Yeah.
I promise this gets back to black holes eventually. Because basically, the single biggest stars in the universe simply cannot explain how big some of our black holes are.
Oh.
Right? To put into perspective how big the biggest black holes are, they are like an entire solar system across in width.
That's big.
Very, very, and the biggest star in the universe currently that we know of, I believe, would only come up to around, I think, like Jupiter or Saturn's orbit, which is fucking huge. But that's only like a fraction of the percentage of the entire solar system. Because the way that people get taught the solar system in school, it's like, oh, you know, you've got the planets and they're all like reasonably close together, and then the solar system kind of ends. That's not true at all. The distance between the Earth and Mars, and the distance between the Sun and Mars and the Sun and Jupiter is like the same. Like it's like double. It literally it's like double. I think there's a thing where like space is a lot bigger than you think, and one of the best ways to visualize that or like think about that is you can fit every single planet, Mercury to Neptune, in between the Earth and the Moon.
Oh.
You can fit them together because space is just that big, and like you could fit them comfortably as well.
Yeah.
So you know, the solar system is fucking massive. Like it exponentially gets bigger the further out you go, and then once you get past Neptune, it keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going until you reach the Oort cloud, which is so far away. And as far as I'm aware, like these, like the biggest black holes in the universe are like the size of the Oort cloud. Like they would comfortably fit it in.
What the fuck?
It's like insane how huge they are. So there's a really interesting problem, right? Some black holes can be explained through stars collapsing and growing over time and maybe merging with other black holes. And then we get a really weird gap in black hole size. And when I say gap, I mean like going from hundreds of thousands of solar masses to hundreds of millions of solar masses. An incredibly big gap. And then suddenly we start getting like super and hypermassive black holes, which is, as far as I'm aware, that's a real... I'm pretty sure there's a difference between super and hypermassive. I'm just going to keep calling them supermassive for simplicity, because everyone's heard of supermassive. Well, like, you've heard of supermassive black hole before, right?
Maybe?
If you've not heard of supermassive black hole, it's in the name. It's supermassive, like mass as in size, but also weight. Because, you know, mass in physics or space.
Science.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, there is this really weird gap. And we have no idea what caused it. And we have no idea how these black holes got so big. Because they are like far, far bigger than anything that we know to cause a black hole could conceivably ever be. Like, so much bigger, it's insane. Like, you know how there's a black hole in the center of our universe, in the center of our galaxy? Yeah? It's a supermassive black hole. It's a big, chunky motherfucker. It is tiny compared to some of these black holes.
Good name.
I think it's got like a couple million solar masses, which is still huge. Don't get me wrong, still absolutely massive. Although, actually, you know what, while we're on this, there is a misconception. People think that galaxies orbit around the black holes in the center because most galaxies have a black hole in the center of them.
Oh.
No, they don't. Black holes are not even close to being anywhere near a significant portion of a galaxy's mass.
Oh.
They just happen to be in the center because, you know, they're the most massive thing. They're the densest thing. That's kind of just how density works, you know what I mean? Like, if you have something spinning, right? Spinning around and around and around in a circle.
Yeah.
The heaviest, most dense thing will probably end up in the middle eventually.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, to put it simply.
Oh.
Again, everything in these videos is incredibly oversimplified and probably wrong at some point. Because I'm 19.
And I don't know if you can explain a whole thing in a video.
No.
No.
But anyway, so that's actually a misconception, that black holes orbit, the galaxies orbit their black hole. They don't. It's a misconception. But anyway, supermassive black holes, right? How did they form? That is an incredibly big question. And the answer is, we don't really know.
I love it.
But there is one really interesting theory.
Oh.
I think, Quasars, you know, like the channel that does like the animation.
Oh, yeah.
I think they made a video on this a while ago. Basically, the idea is, like, really early in the universe's formation, when it was still super fucking dense.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely insanely giant stars formed. Like, I'm talking like ridiculously big stars. Like to an unfathomable degree, like a star that is twice the size of the largest black hole in the universe, which already is about the size of our solar system. And like I said, the current biggest star is only about as big as like Saturn or Jupiter's orbit. So this would be like orders of magnitude larger.
Big.
Yeah. So anyway, when I say what, so like the theory is basically. Remember how I told you that it all comes together. I told you. Remember that I said stars, when they start fusing, they like push away all their gas that they're using to build themselves.
Yeah.
The idea goes, in the early universe, everything was a lot denser. Like, a lot denser. So, stars would form, start fusing together, right? And then at the point at which they would usually begin blowing away a bunch of all the mass, so they can't go anymore, the universe was so dense that they would just keep growing. And they would just keep growing. And they'd just keep growing.
Wow.
To an absolutely absurd size. Like, this is entirely a theory, not proven, but it's a cool theory, so I'm sharing it because I think it's fucking sick.
It does sound cool.
So no, this isn't the cool bit.
No?
Oh no, this is like the tame part.
Oh, okay.
So basically, how does this lead to a black hole, right? You think it's because of the star dying? Kind of.
Yeah.
Like I said, black holes are typically formed when a star dies. This isn't untrue for these stars, as the theory goes, but the star stays alive. So what basically happens in the theory is the star grows to such an insane point that it just dies halfway through its life. Yeah, this needs a bit of explanation. Okay, on how like stars live.
Yeah.
Stars are the jankiest things in the universe.
Nice.
Like, the way stars work is basically it's a fucking like incredible tightrope walk between gravity and the force of the fusion in the star's core, right? So basically, gravity is trying to pull the star in and collapse it, and cause a supernova. The fusion generated in the sun's core is pushing out with radiation.
Okay.
And there's just so much radiation pressure that gravity can't actually collapse it. It's like it's like if you were trying to crush a balloon, right? While someone's filling it up. Like you're trying to squeeze it back down while someone's filling it up. You know, it's like very hard to do that, depending on, like, you know,
Yeah.
how much air pressure there is, right?
Yeah.
So the more pressure, the harder it is to squeeze. So what happens in stars is basically there's a balance between gravity and the fusion inside the star. The bigger the star, the more gravity it has. But the more gravity it has, the hotter it burns, the more fusion it does, the more pressure it releases. So bigger star, hotter burn, more pressure. And when a star dies, it's because it ran out of fuel and it can't fuse anymore, so gravity wins. Because there's not enough energy to keep the star from collapsing anymore. And then you get a supernova. So that's, in a nutshell, like massive simplification, how stars work, right? These stars are very weird because they're so unfathomably massive that the gravity pushing down on this star's giant core is way too strong for any level of fusion to ever hope to keep going. So the star's core basically loses the fight. Gravity collapses the star and causes a supernova, right? And because the star's so big, it creates a black hole. That's how it works, you know, big star, black hole. The difference here is the universe is so dense. So dense. And the star is so big that the fucking supernova explosion isn't enough to kill the star. So you now have a star that is exploded from the inside out with the power of a supernova and is still fucking standing because it's so large and it's so dense that gravity keeps it together through the explosion. Which is insane, just to begin with. But anyway, it gets weirder. So now, right, now, you've got a star without a core. It's not really fusing anymore because it's collapsed. So how's the star going to keep going? Remember when I said it collapses into a black hole?
Yeah.
That black hole is still inside the star. So what happens is a black hole now has the biggest feast of the universe and just starts, like, it's actually kind of interesting because black holes are limited by how fast they can grow, right? Because, like, you know, they get so get so hot, and it's very similar to stars. They get really hot and really dense and start blowing matter away. So they can't grow that much. It's very similar to stars, actually. Like, the bigger they get, the slower they grow. But because this black hole is, again, inside a giant star, the matter is basically being forced into it, and it starts growing incredibly quickly. And black holes are spinning, right? Everything in the universe basically is spinning in some way.
Yeah.
Black holes are spinning incredibly fast. Like, to, like, millions of times a second. They are, because you got to think, right? Stars spin really fast, like hundreds of thousands of times a second, maybe. Black holes are spinning the same speed as the star, but instead of being as big as a star, they're the size of a city. So the angular momentum, you know, like when you are spinning around, right, on like a chair or like a playground toy, and you pull your legs in, you pull your arms in, you start spinning faster. It's because you have less volume. You start spinning faster because that's how angular momentum. That's just how it is.
Okay.
So because black holes are so small, but they have the same angular velocity, they are spinning ridiculously fast. So because of them spinning really, really fast and having all this matter falling into them, the matter starts spinning really fast, like near the speed of light. And particles, when they start spinning almost at like the speed of light, they get really, really hot. Really hot. And this is called a black hole's accretion disk. And it's basically if you ever see a picture of a black hole, right? You got, the black hole and then like a white like thing around it on like the bottom and the top. If you ever look at a picture of a black hole, like it won't just be a black hole, it'll be like a disk of like stuff around it.
Oh yeah.
That's the accretion disk. And it gets so hot that it outshines sometimes literal galaxies. Depending on like how big the black hole is. Like it gets incredibly bright. And again, there's so much energy here and so much light that the pressure from the accretion disk works the exact same way as the fusion in a star's core. So going back to the big star now, you've basically got a black hole in the middle of a giant star, and it's spinning so fast and heating up the matter so much that it keeps the star alive, the same way a core would. So now you've got a fucking black hole in a star, eating the star from the inside out, growing to an insane degree over not very long in star terms, right? Probably only like a few 100,000 to million years, which for star lifespans is short. Very, very short. So anyway, you now have this just sitting in the black hole, in the star, I mean, eating away at an infinite, essentially, amount of mass. And over time, it's just gonna grow. It's gonna grow and grow and grow to an insane degree. And eventually the star will die, because the black hole will just get too big and it'll eat too much. And then what you're left with is just a ridiculously large black hole. Like, a ridiculously large black hole. And the reason we think this happens is basically the black holes we are looking at in the sky, that are hundreds of millions of solar masses, are really old. Like, they formed like a few 100 million years after the universe started. And in theory, if a black hole that big were to exist by conventional means, it should have formed probably about now, right? It wouldn't have been able to reach that size until about now, 14 billion years after the universe started. So basically, there's just a ton of black holes out there that are way bigger than they should be, and we don't really know why. And that's one theory as to why, and I think it's a cool theory. It's kind of metal as fuck.
Yeah.
The star dies from the inside out, forms a supernova, and a black hole eats it from the inside out and keeps it like alive on like basically life support. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it is. But you know what else is crazy?
What?
You ever heard of quasar before?
A little bit.
Yeah, basically, a quasar is what happens in a supermassive black hole, because supermassive black holes have ridiculously strong magnetic fields. Like, we've all heard of the Earth's magnetic field, being like, oh damn, that's big, that's strong.
Yep.
Like the Earth's magnetic field.
Oh yeah.
It's very big for how large Earth is, right? Which is cool. I like that. It keeps me alive.
Nice.
I'd say that's pretty cool. Thanks, Earth.
Thank you, Earth.
Yeah. So anyway, Earth's magnetic field is fucking tiny in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, no, that's why I got confused.
Yeah. The sun's magnetic field is the reason why solar flares exist. Because basically, at some point the magnetic field will get tied into like a knot or something. Not literally a knot, but you know, it's the easiest way to describe it. It gets tied into a knot, basically.
Okay.
And eventually, that energy needs to be released, because it's just building up energy while it's doing that, alright? So, what happens to release the energy? The sun will, like, a bunch of mass will sort of, like, accumulate where the magnetic field is, tied up and bulging, and then it will eventually just release, and it will shoot off into the solar system as a solar flare.
Ah.
Yeah, that's what a solar flare is, because the sun's magnetic field is so big. Black hole magnetic fields are insane. Remember how I said black holes were spinning millions of times a second? Yeah, that means their magnetic field is absolutely absurd. And by absurd, I mean holy shit. Like, the level which black hole magnetic fields are is so crazy that sometimes it will, like, direct so much energy, so much, like, radiation and matter and fuck knows what else. Usually pure radiation, like X-rays, gamma rays, and it will concentrate it into beams at the poles, the magnetic field, into just supermassive beams of pure radiation shooting out of both ends of a black hole. And once they, you know, lose a bit of energy, they'll form a giant, like, cloud at the end, sort of. And this is so powerful, it is the single brightest thing in the universe.
Ooh.
Like, other than a supernova, as far as I'm aware.
Oh.
Other than, like, supernovas, like, very specific kinds of supernovas from massive stars, it is, like, the brightest thing in the universe. Which is insane. But you know what's more insane?
What?
How big they are.
Oh.
This is just radiation, right? It's just light. And, like, you remember I said it forms, like, giant clouds?
Yeah.
They can be multiple light years across.
Ah!
Oh, damn.
Oh no!
I need to, like, pay attention.
I can't believe it. You died to...
I died to Gabriel when, like, I haven't been paying attention to the game at all this whole time.
That's crazy.
It's kind of funny.
That's still kind of crazy. You're
Yeah.
able to yap about, like, complicated astrophysics stuff and play big game.
I got scammed by Gabriel. He fucking spawned in his little circles around me.
Oh.
And then, like, I walked backwards and they didn't move with me.
Ah.
What a scam. Anyway, pay
Rude.
attention now. 1 second. Uno momento.
Need to destroy a little
Uno momento.
boy.
What was I on about? Oh yeah, Quasars.
Yes.
Anyway, so like Quasars, right, form light years of radiation basically across at the end, and it's like if that shit gets like if a galaxy gets caught in that shit, that galaxy is sterile. That shit is getting burnt sterile. Which is because like it's so like hyper concentrated radiation. It's crazy. But only like the biggest black holes in the universe will form that. Yeah. Supermassive black holes.
Supermassive black holes.
Yeah. And like this is just flashbang XD. So you know you're just out here, mind your business, and then suddenly bang! Quasar. Oh dear.
I know.
I'm fucking dead. Like you ain't surviving that. There's literally no way to survive that.
Yeah, probably not.
No. It's kind of insane.
Yeah.
It's a little bit insane.
I feel like most things in space would kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, what else is that? Oh yeah, there's black hole. Black holes can eat one another.
Ah.
I mentioned a couple times like black holes can merge.
Yes.
Yeah. They can fucking merge. Basically, if two black holes, you know, get close enough to each other, they'll get caught in each other's gravity. And because of the way black holes work, eventually they'll just crash into each other. And when two black holes merge, they basically add together. Yeah. So you end up with a black hole that is as big as both of those black holes combined. Which is usually very big.
Yes.
Very, very fucking big. Typically. And also, they're the only reason that we know that gravity has waves.
Oh.
Gravitational waves are a thing that was theorized. And turns out, really fucking hard to detect. To find them, we found them in 2015, I believe. And we needed a detector that was like, I think like 15 kilometers long. In 2 directions. And it could only very, very, very faintly detect the gravitational waves of a giant black hole merger. Which is, you know, the single most powerful gravitational thing in the universe. By a long shot. So, gravity, very hard to detect. Sneaky little bastard. That's what it is.
Sneaky little bastard.
Yeah. But, you know, so black holes... Basically, they're just causing fucking, like, waves in space-time itself when they start merging. Like, thunderous fucking clap. Like, everything that has gravity has gravitational waves, but you can't, you know, you can't detect that.
No.
It's just that when two black holes start spinning around each other, the gravitational waves they create are so huge that we can detect them from our stupid little water rock from millions of light years away. Hundreds of millions, billions of years after it even happened. And it's just like, it's because they're just fucking rattling against space-time in such a ridiculous way. So much. It's pretty cool. Motherfucker took... No, I hate this guy. I hate... All my homies hate Minotaur.
Yeah.
But yeah, gravitational waves are pretty interesting, considering that, like, black holes are barely strong enough to produce detectable ones. So it's like, wow.
Oh.
You're gonna be pretty beefy, huh?
Yeah.
Really fucking beefy.
Real beefy.
Incredibly beefy.
Got meat on them bones.
Oh yeah, black holes got so much meat on them bones. What? Why did... There's 2 dudes here.
Is it chilling?
Oh, they were in fact just chilling. They were also listening to the yap.
They were interested.
Clearly. Damn. I got launched.
You did?
Yeah. Also, black holes have like a bunch of funky shit about them that we have no idea. Like we have so little idea about them. In like everything that I've been talking about in this video is basically just hypothetical.
Yeah. I love that. It's just like, we have no idea. It's probably this, right?
Welcome to physics.
Yeah.
But there's like the whole like crazy concept of like the singularity, which isn't a thing, by the way, because you can't have a basic. It is, but you can't have a point in space also spin. So you would have to have like a circle of all of the matter that has a volume and an area of 0. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But then again, neither did singularity, so whatever, I'll allow it.
You'll allow it.
I'll allow it.
Yes, only by Linguini's.
I don't know if this is like the official name, but Kurzgesagt calls it a ringularity, which I think's a pretty clever name.
Ringularity.
Yeah, because it's a ring. It's a circle.
Yeah.
Like you can go through it in the middle, technically.
Yeah.
Which is the whole bit. I mentioned this is it's the whole basis for like parallel universes, which probably isn't real, but still cool to think about. But yeah, singularities are just ridiculous in like every way. Like, what do you mean this has no surface area and no volume? Doesn't make any sense. And you know what? It didn't make any sense. And then one time when last year, my teacher casually mentioned, basically, black holes will, when stars are collapsing into a black hole, they kind of fucking smash through every physical limit the universe has. Because there's just so much shit happening. So they can collapse faster than light. Kind of. This is very much like, I don't really know a lot about this. It was kind of mentioned in passing, but it was cool. So I'll mention it here, because it was cool, and realistically, it doesn't matter if you get the wrong information. Like, fuck it, honestly, like, it's not gonna end the world.
No.
No. Like, But oh well. Anyway. So yeah. So there's a kind of, sort of idea that, like, because the collapsing star, like, could have overrides every fundamental force in the universe, which is how fast it's collapsing, it can kind of collapse faster than light, sort of. And so because it's collapsing so fast, relativity acts on it like to a ridiculously large degree. And I mentioned in the first astrophysics video, right, if you're going the speed of light, time slows down. If you're under the effect of a lot of gravity, time slows down.
Whoa.
So basically, what's happening when it starts collapsing? You're going, fuck knows how many times the speed of light. Honestly, I don't know. And also, you're under an insane amount of gravity. What's that going to do? That's going to slow down time. So the theory goes, basically, black holes are an illusion. They're not really there. They're simply what we see as being there, because the singularity is experiencing time incredibly slowly. So if you were to put yourself in the perspective of the singularity, essentially what you would see is the star collapses to an infinitely small point and immediately rebounds because it can't be in an infinitely small point and explodes again, which would also explain why black holes explode when they die. Because they do that. So it's sort of like the star explodes twice, essentially. But because it's moving so fast, and because there's so much gravity, the singularity experiences so much fucking time dilation that black holes will survive for, like, so like such an unfathomably long amount of time. It's not even worth putting a number to it.
Huh.
So yeah, black holes are just actually an illusion, kind of. Sort of. That is very much like I don't know. I've only heard that from one guy. He was a pretty smart fucker.
This guy was pretty credible, so I guess I'll.
To be fair, he was very credible. He worked at CERN. He's done like several things. He teaches at Oxford.
Oh.
He teaches relativity at Oxford. So I'm inclined to believe him.
Fair.
I'm gonna be real. I'm inclined to believe him. But anyway, yeah, that was a really cool thing. It's like that would explain, because singularities don't make any fucking sense at all. Because how can you have it on a point that is nothing? Oh, it's not actually there. It immediately bounces back. It's just incredible amounts of time dilation that cause it to look like a black hole to us. Which is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, I think.
Yeah.
Also, just the idea of, oh yeah, Lamau, this can move faster than light when it feels like it, I guess.
Nice.
Again, everything I've been told tells me that matter cannot move faster than the speed of light. But this is probably the single most credible source I've ever had in my life. So I am very much inclined to believe him. And if there are any people in the comments who are actual scientists and wish to dispute this, go to Oxford. I know he teaches there on like Fridays.
Right.
And he teaches special relativity.
How do you know that?
Because he told us.
Okay.
And yeah, so basically, you know what? If you wanna argue about this, go to Oxford, go to the special relativity classes, look for a bloke named Lee. That's his name.
That's his name.
That's his name. He opened class with saying, "Hi, my name is yap, but when you're 18, you can call me Lee." And I was like, that's kind of based.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Fair
So,
enough.
you know, go argue with him. And then tell him that I sent you. And he'll be so confused because I have no idea who the fuck Linguini is. It'd be funny. Anyway, yeah. That's pretty cool, huh?
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Casually collapses faster than light.
Yeah.
Like, the time scale that he gave me was so absurd. He basically said if there was a star the size of the solar system, it would collapse in a nanosecond. Light takes 8 minutes to reach Earth from the sun. So it's like orders of magnitude above the speed of light is what he was giving us. But again, I'm not gonna argue with him. He's fucking like, yeah, he has like 2 master's degrees and a PhD, like 2 PhDs or something. I'm not. Exactly. He did 2 degrees at the same time when he was undergraduate.
Why? What? No.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, like, fucking nerd.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I'm not gonna argue with him. I'm not that smart. But anyway, that's pretty cool, hey?
Yeah. What?
What do you mean, what?
Why does he need 2 PhDs?
I don't fucking know.
God damn.
It was something like 2 degrees or 2, I think it was 2 degrees and a PhD.
Oh, okay.
So like, yeah.
God damn.
But still, doing 2 degrees at the same fucking time, by the way.
Motherfucking nerd.
Yeah. That's, you know, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
It's a little bit crazy. This is a very optimal time. Like,
optimal time.
you know what, like, it's like, I've wrapped up everything that, like, I was talking about at this point.
Yes.
And there's no point starting a new thing because it's one level.
Yes.
So we can just enjoy Peak.
We can just enjoy Earth Nova.
We can enjoy Peak.
We can enjoy Benjamin.
Yeah.
Look at him go.
After talking about black holes for like 40 minutes.
Damn.
But now some people are going to claim that I'm stretching this out for like views or something. It's like, really?
No, just let the man enjoy the level.
It's like, no. I meant like talking. Like, oh, he's talking for 40 minutes, wasting our time. It's like, no, fucking don't.
No.
I just love the people who are like, he's wasting our time by talking so much. It's like, don't watch it then.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
true.
just like,
What?
like, okay,
You have
some people enjoy this. I don't care if you don't.
you have the will to leave.
You have free will to not watch it.
Yeah.
Some people enjoy this. A lot of people enjoy this. I don't think my channel would have 12 million views if people didn't enjoy it.
It's true.
So, you know,
Full of a bunch of nerds.
yeah. especially on these videos. Goddamn.
Especially on these videos.
Also, you know what? While we're here, I may as well give talks about the history video, maybe.
Oh yes.
If anyone, surely because people are watching for this long, they must.
Many people have asked for history video.
You know, I was more thinking like if people are watching for this long, they probably know, like they probably watch the channel a lot, so they know like about the idea. Currently, History Friend has gone to Blackpool.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he's on like holiday or something. So probably not coming soon.
No.
But at one point, I'm sure. Yeah, we'll do something.
Yeah, of course. He seemed really happy to.
Oh, I'm sure he would fucking love to do it.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd absolutely love being able to just yap about history and then like look at the comments and just see people like actually enjoying his yap and like discussing it with him.
Yeah.
So, odds are it will happen, just probably not soon.
The patience.
Yes, in time, in good time. My Ultrakill players aren't known for being patient.
Oh, that's not. Oh, that makes sense, but also not good.
Nah. But whatever, it probably will happen eventually, TM.
TM.
Eventually.
You?
Goddamn, I didn't get hit there. I'm crazy.
Wow.
That's not even that hard, but still, I'm crazy. No way.
Ultrakill player can play Ultrakill? What?
I like how the one level I died on was Gabriel, by the way.
Yeah.
I think that just goes to show, like, if you're paying attention, Gabriel's like the easiest boss in the game. If you're not paying attention, he'll kill you.
Ah.
Like, if you're not paying attention, yeah, he'll kill you. Like, he's fast. If you are paying attention, no chance. You can beat him while you're standing still.
Ah.
But, you know, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say P-ranking every level in the game after Act 2, bar 1, while not paying attention to the game is, it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Get baboon.
Baboon.
Baboom.
Baboon.
Wait, can I do this? Nice.
What?
Anyway, you have anything you want to say bye-bye to, because this is, you haven't been very present in this video. You've probably been, like, questioning everything I've been saying.
I need people to know, right? I woke up from a nap. Linguini says we're making a video. I ask what for. He doesn't say anything. And now I sat here for 40 minutes with the most angriest expression of how the fuck does any of this...
You
What?
were not looking angry at all.
It was... No.
This is a lie. This is
No.
This is blatant lie.
No.
Misinformation is crazy.
But it's the most, like, confused expression.
Oh yeah, confused. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I confuse angry and confused with like the same face. I don't know why, but I've just been sat here like that, trying to comprehend all of this.
Your tiny little psychology brain.
It's not even psychology brain. It's just autism brain.
Hell fucking yeah.
Yeah.